Hey, how's it going, YouTube? How y'all doing today? I'm sitting in my truck right now making this video. I decided that this year what I'm going to do, instead of paying off my equipment, I'm just going to pay off my truck. One of the big things that I was able to accomplish this year, from what I just am looking at right now, is that I will be able to pay off this truck, and I'll still have about maybe $20,000 left over after everything. But my equipment right now, okay, so here's the thing about my budget right now, is that I pay like $65 a month for my grain drill, and I pay well, everything else I pay less than $100 a month for all of my equipment right now, and with about 65 of that going towards the grain drill. So it's not that big of a deal. All the equipment that I need to plant my grass and do all that, I pay less than $100 a month for it. So as of right now, my big plan is that I'm just gonna pay off this truck. I'm gonna pay off this truck, then I'll go and get myself an F-350. But one of the things that I was able to accomplish this year is I'm able to pay off this truck entirely. Even if I pay off my truck entirely, I will still have about $20,000 left over. But as of right now, I'm taking a look at this field. I don't know if I'm going to be the one that gets it. I think I may be. I'll figure out this weekend. I'm supposed to go take a look at it this Sunday. But if I get a 250 acre field that I'm able to utilize on a monthly cost, it would be free. Because okay, so realistically, a lot of people, they pay $50 per acre. If the field is in a real good spot, maybe they could get 100. But a lot of people, they charge, if it's out in the boonies, we're gonna talk somewhere between about $15 to $35 an acre per year. So on 250 acres, I don't even know how much that would be. It would be 250 acres, $50 a year per acre. I don't know, would that be $12,500 or something like that? It's about how much they would. I don't think it's 1,250. So 50 times 10 would be 500 times 100 would be 5,000. Yeah, maybe 12,500. So these people that own this field, it's a big investment company, and they don't. From what I was told, that they don't really care about the $12,500 or the $10,000 a year. They don't really care about that. What they're more interested in is keeping their property tax exemptions in place. And so a person like me, you know, we would do real good, because according to the Texas the Texas property tax laws, there has to be a certain amount of cattle on that, a certain number of cattle per acre on that land. And so, you know, a person like me who runs you know, 50, 60 cattle at a time, 4 lots a year, so 350 animals a year, they wouldn't have any problem keeping their property tax exemptions, because I run a large number of animals a year, but I turn these animals over. So I raise them and then I sell them. I don't keep them. A lot of people, they'll just get some animals, then they'll hold on to them. They'll hold on to them until the animal dies, and they'll just keep their property tax exemptions. And once a year, when they get a calf, they'll just they'll sell the calf or do whatever they want, or do whatever. But a lot of people just hold on to animals, but I don't do that. I run animals as a stocker program, so I'll bring them in small, and I'll sell them when they get to a certain size. I'll straighten them out. A lot of the bulls I will castrate. I'll give them the bulls and the heifers will all get vaccination shots. They'll all get fed properly and everything. Then I'll turn them around and I'll sell them. But as of right now, I have about 5 lot of animals that I still need to sell. I have about 20 animals that I still need to sell, and 3 of those lot of animals are going to be pretty high dollar calves. They're going to be pretty high dollar yearlings, so I'll get some good money on them. 1 lot of animals is going to be kind of iffy, and then 1 lot of animals are going to be more plain. They're going to be small frame plain animals, and so on about 3.5 lot of animals, I'll be making good money. I'll be making good money. I only need to make about $2,600 more dollars, about $2,600, $3,500 more dollars to pay off all of my debts on these animals, and then after that, everything else will just be money going into my pocket. And so when I get through all of this, I would think that I'm even if I pay off my truck, I'll still probably have about $7,000-8,000 left over. So if I didn't pay off my truck, I would have about $20,000 sitting in the bank account. But I am going to sell. I am going to pay off my truck so that I can get myself an F-350. So I'm gonna pay this off, and I have about $14,000 left to pay on this truck. So I'm gonna pay this off, and then I'm going to sit on the rest of the money. I'll have about $7,000-8,000 left over. And my big plan with the $7,000-8,000 is to just hold on to it, so that when I leverage next year and I pick up new credit lines and I start picking up new animals, for every $10,000 that I borrow from the bank, I will need to anticipate that I will have to pay about $100 a month. So if my big plan is to borrow $50,000 from the bank this year to purchase enough assets to write off my income taxes, I will owe about $500 a month for that money. But that $500 a month will be 100% principal. So the money that I will be paying towards the bank will go directly towards paying my loan back off. We'll go towards paying down my loan. And I do need to pick up about $50,000 worth of investments by the end of the year. And so my big plan right now is that I'm going to utilize my field here as a preconditioning yard. So if this investment property works, or if this it's not an investment property, if this rental property works out for me, my big plan for myself this next year will be to precondition cattle here to about 450 pounds. I will go over there, plant grass, and then once the animals are 450 pounds, properly vaccinated, properly preconditioned, I'll just haul them up and then take them over there, and I'll leave them on the grass until they hit about 850 pounds. If I have a 250 acre field, right, and I plant 100 acres of hay, 100 acres of hay will cost me about $5,000. A lot of the cost in terms of hay, it comes from having to bale the hay up. It comes from having to cut it, to bale it, and do all that. Actually growing the hay itself, it does not take much time, and it does not take much resources. If I ran the numbers, and if I grew hay, it would cost me about $40 a ton to grow it. For me to grow hay, it cost me about $40 a ton. But if I had to call somebody in to bale it, to cut it, and to haul it for me, and to stack it up on a truck and then haul it away from me, that $40 would go up to about $100. So it would about 2.5 fold the cost. So actually planting hay, in terms of just planting grass is very cheap to plant, and it's very cheap to grow. It costs a lot of money to bale it up, and it costs a lot of money to stack it up on a truck and then haul it away. That's what costs a lot of money. And so for me, I'm more interested in running cattle than I am in growing and selling hay. So I'm more interested in running cattle. So my big plan is that I'm gonna grow the hay. Then I'm gonna haul my 450 pound animals over there. I'm gonna bring them in small. I'm gonna precondition them here. Then I will haul them over there. I will keep them on the grass, until they get to 8.5. And then when they get to 8.5, I'll that field is pretty close to a sale barn over in that direction, and so I can just call that sale barn and have them hauled over there. I can have the livestock haulers worry about having to put them up on a truck and take them over there. And so that's my big plan. Because the more weight I can put on an animal with grass, the less risk I put myself in. Because grass, I am able to grow grass myself, and I am able to grow it for very low cost. And so, but this is me personally. Growing grass is very difficult. Not everybody can do it, and I'm not saying everybody can grow grass for this low of a cost. But me personally, I understand that in terms of where I am as an individual, in terms of how much effort I have put into farming, and in terms of how much I've developed myself in terms of a skill set in terms of farming, I know that I am capable of growing grass for very cheap, and I'm also very capable in terms of, am I able to do it? I am able to do it. I'm able to grow grass, and I'm able to do it very, very efficiently. If I got put on a 100-acre field with a 35 horsepower tractor, I could have that whole 35. I could have that whole 100 acres planted in one day on that 35 horsepower tractor, and I could have it done in one day. And so I know I have the know-how. I know how to do it. I know how to do it very efficiently, and I'm very good at it too. And so, but I'm going to see. But I've decided that if they do choose me in terms of being the person who they want out there, running the field for them, or running the field out there to keep the property taxes off that field, I will take the opportunity. I will agree to do it, and I will do it very well, and I will do my absolute best at it. But yep, I'm getting that fence built right now. That's why that truck is out there in that field, is because I'm getting the fence built right now. I'm getting the cross fence put up right now. But if they decide that they're gonna go with somebody else, I really don't care. I know that may sound well, it just is what it is. I know that may sound like me being a dick, but it just is what it is. I really don't care. I could make, if I bought a 50-acre field and I lived on that 50-acre field, and I had the opportunity to run cattle in my backyard, I would be able to make more money running cattle on that 50 acres in my backyard than I could growing hay on 250 acres. Far more money, a lot more money. But if they do choose me to do so, that is how I'm going to utilize the field. And I will have to talk to the investment company this weekend, from my understanding, and I will have to let them know what my plan is. So, you know, I've gone over my plan, and I know what I'm gonna tell them, and I know I'm gonna tell them this is my business plan. This is what I'm going to be doing on the field, and this is why you should not worry about having to pay your property taxes. But if they decide to go with somebody else, that's fine by me. Yeah, I mean, I'll just get a loan and buy my own field. I mean, it just is what it is, right? But that's it for me today, YouTube. Y'all have a good one.